Thank you so much for trusting me with your question. I'm on a little tiny island here in my van, and we just got back from the little community protest / rally, which felt really powerful. So I'm full of emotions and thought, what a better way to finish off the day by seeing what the tarot cards have to say and answering your question. And when I do these things, I don't feel like the words are mine. This deck is such an incredible deck, and Christy Rode, who created it, as I'm sure you know, is an amazing artist and has put some real politics and thoughts and love into this. So it's my favorite deck, and I'm excited to share this. So okay, those just jumped out. Current situation is the Seven of Cups, which is imagination. Obstacle is the Two of Pentacles, which is intersection, Jupiter and Capricorn. The first one is Venus and Scorpio, Jupiter and Capricorn. And then action, we got two cards because they jumped out, and that is the Three of Swords and the Justice card. I love this deck. I love this deck so much. So the action, you know, the Three of Swords, Saturn and Libra, and Justice, which is a major arcana, air and Libra or Venus. And interestingly enough, you've got two Venus. And this one here, which I'm going to pull out at the very end. I'm not even going to look at it. Something just called me. I know this was supposed to be 3 cards and now we have 5. This is what happens. The Seven of Cups, the current situation. Imagination, current situation. So this is, maybe this is you. Maybe this is you having so many fears and ideas and taking in of everything that's going all around. But this imagination card to me says, don't forget there's a set of wings in the back of your wardrobe. The current situation might be one where you're collecting skills, collecting the parts of who you are coming together. It's watery and earthy in the cups part of it. Venus and Scorpio. Scorpio is an intense energy, and it's got some intensity and power into it. So if right now it feels super intense, I'm offering to you to say that lean into that intensity in a way that feels nurturing for you, that feels like a place to hold space for your emotions, to get support where you need it. And you know, this person's at home. Behind them there's this beautiful wardrobe of clothes, and above the wardrobe is their magical tools and equipment. So what is the current situation of what kind of support and magic do you have around you? Do you have a practice, or I think you do, and I think this card is saying trust and lean into those deeper for support. Yeah, this is a really beautiful card. You know, whatever you can imagine, like, let us imagine together, like, the future from now. Right now, this big cauldron of energy is churning and action is taking, and it's really obvious of people and what opinion their opinions are very obvious right now. So let's imagine like, take ourselves out of that situation for a little bit and into a calming place where we can be in our imaginations, because when we're in our imaginations we create future. When we're in our imaginations we create change, but also those imagination thoughts and feelings can be magical and supportive too. And then the Two of Pentacles, which is grounding, and this is two humans exchanging flowers. So this is the obstacle. Looking at this card and thinking of your question of not wanting to be tokenized and having your voice heard. Jupiter and Capricorn. Capricorn is action, but it is thoughtful, slow, meditative action. And I think this person in this picture is showing up and being their joyful self. So where in your life are you not, where you're feeling that you're not able to do that, and how can you ask for people to be around you to ground you? And are you grounded? Where can you find grounding so that you can show up and be joyful and put on flowers in your hair and be seen and visible, rooted into the ground, and be seen alongside other people who are also fighting for things that matter and that you resonate with and that mean a lot to you. This card also has the energy of reclaiming your spirituality, reclaiming your deityness, reclaiming your magic, reclaiming and sinking into where your ancestral history, magic practices. But also, like, this person has a bag that says workers' rights and human rights, and then the flowers and the majesticness. So it's like that balance. Where can you find that balance and the intersection, the crossover between feeling embodied in yourself with support and feeling yourself, and also being able to stand up for and be heard and fight for your job, for your workers' rights, for those practical things in community, and not wanting to be tokenized and having a voice and finding your place in community. Maybe it's a little bit of crossover between these two things of beautiful magic. I don't know if goddess is a word that you resonate with, but whatever that word might be in your spiritual practice that you look up to or see yourself as, or see in a practice that comes in a way that makes you feel connected with your ancestral heritage. Like those two things coming together, where those two things meet. If it's like, how do you show up at work and still be who you are? Like, I want you to challenge you to be like, okay, so how can I do that? The Jupiter and Capricorn, these are challenges. How can we face them supported? How can we face them with our feet on the ground? How can we face them in an earthy, feel-good way that nurtures ourselves? Because we're no good to anyone if we burn out, but we're also no good to anyone if we don't even start. But also, like, you don't have to do all of that. This is not your responsibility. It's all of us as a collective, or it's your choice whether you have the voice and when you do, and how you want to take action. So remind yourself that you have a choice, and to, in this style of the Pentacles, and to being the Love card, sink into your body and find out what feels good. Like, do some meditation, sit with yourself and see the direction that you're going to take. Like, maybe this is a suggestion to take some quiet time for yourself, to ponder those two ideas and how they intersect. That spiritual world, that practical human life work world, and where they come together, and where you see yourself and where you want to be. Where does, I mean, this is not a fiery card, this is an earthy card, but so it's not what lights you up, it's what makes you feel like you sink down into it and connect with the ground. What makes you feel grounded, what makes you feel tender and held and safe. That's the earthiness of it and Capricornness of it. It doesn't have to be fast. The action, we have Three of Swords and Justice. I think it's so beautiful that these two popped out together, because simultaneously there's this deep grief and grieving, and also 11, it comes one after completion, so it's the change, it's the act of justice. So you have both of these two together. Allow yourself to feel the sorrow, allow yourself to sink into healing. And if action is grief, grief is action, and these two came out together. So it's like, this is community coming together to demand justice and demand equality and be that, like, how beautiful does the white gown in this one look, and then this person is wearing it here, and this is the major card, and I'm like, well, this is what's going on right now. And Venus, this one here is Air and Libra, but it's also a Venus card, so it's that heart of the matter and the heart of you and the situation. And Saturn and Libra, and then Air and Libra, so you've got balance. This is a balance of, don't burn yourself out with everything that's going on. Take a break from social media, take a break, find stuff that allows you space to grieve and feel held and nourished. And grief can be angry, grief can be healing, grief can be letting go and being like, I've had enough. The Three of Swords asks you to find the crevice in your heart that is untouched by grief and loss and trauma, and knows that you can make it through the toughest of times, and you're aware of your own resilience, you're aware of the power and magic within you. And the action is not to self-sabotage. The action is to embody and embrace your place and what feels good and what nourishes and grounds you in the intersection of everything that's going on, so that this beautiful creature who you are, the intensity and the imagination of what you can bring to life by dreaming about it, can come into happen. And this one, which I'm a little nervous about. Oh, there's another Venus card. I'll leave you with that message. This is somebody who is glowing. Spiritual leader. They are holding a light, holding a fire. They are proud to be seen and be seen and be powerful. This Empress is freedom. Freedom from microaggressions, freedom from systemic bullshit. It's freedom to be who you are and yourself. As you heal, you will manifest the magic that you can create and where your power is. Healing and embodying that freedom and power and glowing spiritual magic. Where are your sacred spaces? Where is your sacred space in yourself, with yourself, for yourself? Where's that quiet space? It was such an honor to do this for you, and thank you for asking, and I'm so glad to share, and I hope this lands in a way that it's supposed to. When I put this together, I never watch them back, so I won't remember everything I've said, but this is my gift to you. Thank you.